everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Just Blunt Podcast with your boy DZ, Joey, Gerard, and Rodney. We are in the building once again. Thank y'all for everything that you've done so far. You subscribed, you came to the link, you're tuning in. But make sure you go down to that subscribe button and then hit the little bell next to it so you can go ahead and get alerts from when we have new content, new episodes, and things of that nature. We're going to get into today's show, which is going to be a good one. First, I want to salute my dogs in the building. Rod, what's going on?
What's going on with y'all, man?
All right, Michigan fan, you see all the paraphernalia in the background. He should be arrested for that shit. Okay.
Much love to everybody up there up north.
Yes, sir. And also my dude Rodney Cummings in the building. Mr. Cummings, happy belated birthday, sir.
Yes, thank you. What up,
Happy
y'all?
21st, old ass.
Old ass.
I wish I was 21st.
All right, and then we got the one, the only Crazy Joe in the building. My brother, what's good?
What's good with the family?
Nothing, man. We about to get right to it. We're going to go ahead and get this show started. We had an interesting conversation in our group yesterday on Facebook. It's called the Strictly Sports and Hip Hop Group. If you want an invitation, just get it one of us. We're all admins in that group, and we will get you in. It's all real VIP and all that. But we started off talking about super teams. Okay, the Chicago Bulls of the 90s, not the first championship run, but we're talking about the second championship run. Would you guys consider them a super team? Like, are they, by today's standards, I guess, are they a super team? Gerard, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to say, they are. I'm a big supporter of the Jordan debates on Jordan's side, this and that. But that second Bulls team, I seriously believe they are because super teams ain't something old to me. That shit been going on since the 80s, actually. You know what I'm saying? We can look at the Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? How the hell they get Bill Walton? You know what I mean? DJ, you know what I'm saying, all these people. I get the biggest thing about super team arguments is when teams build their teams through the draft. But that Bulls team you're talking about, they didn't build that through the draft, the whole team. You know what I mean? They went out and put the pieces together with what they had or whatnot. So it's fair to say that they're a super team if we talking about super teams of today.
Rodney, what about you?
Me, I say, yeah, they are. I have to agree with Gerard on that to a certain extent. Like you said, they already had some pieces in the Bulls that was there from the early three-peat that they had. But, you go and add Tony Kukoc and Dennis Rodman to that roster, that just solidified them to being like one of the best teams ever assembled in NBA history in my book. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen another team like that just gelled the way that they do. Maybe one that could come close to it is the Golden State Warriors, but I don't even think they could have even handled them boys, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Joey, what about you, man?
You said, Rodney, you said you agree with Rod? You said they were?
Yes.
Okay. I disagree with both. We're going to talk about super teams. We're going to jump straight into it. No bullshit. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. A super team consists of 3 superstars or more coming from a team where they were leading that team. You feel me? What team Tony Kukoc led when he came to the Bulls, and Dennis Rodman never led the Detroit Pistons. That we all know that. So I disagree with that. We're going to talk about a super team that was built in the 90s. Rod was right for the Celtics, he was right and wrong at the same time. The Celtics were the Celtics, so it's just hard to say they were a super team. They were going to be hard to beat what they had with our – damn, fuck what I just said. What already they had, it was going to be hard to beat. The Rockets, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, who it was? Clyde Drexler? Was he the third one? I believe. Yeah. They all led from different teams, you feel me, and linked up. That's a super team. Even though they failed, they didn't win shit. That's a super team. So I got to disagree with y'all, man. I don't think the Bulls were no super team, man. They were just adding pieces that they need throughout their stride. Like, simple.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to come back full circle, and I'm going to just let y'all know what my opinion is on this. And Joey, a lot of people, because they go to the NBA website, and they find out, what the NBA's definition of a super team is, and that does fall under exactly what you said. Now, this is where my opinion differs from what the league's opinion of it is. Okay, I think the Bulls' second run was a super team. Yeah, they not a super team by the NBA definition, but super team because of they were constructed from the top. Now, it's one element of super teams that we always tend to leave out, and that's the coach. That's the coaching staff. The Bulls had arguably the greatest coaching staff in NBA history between Tex Winter and Phil Jackson and that triangle offense. That is the reason why the Lakers had their 2000s dynasty and the Bulls had that second, or actually their entire dynasty of the 90s. So you look at it from Phil Jackson, Tex Winter, Dennis Rodman, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Then you throw in Tony Kukoc, who was the European Michael Jordan at the time when the Bulls bought him over from overseas. They looked at him overseas like he was Michael Jordan over there. You know what I'm saying? So while he never led an NBA team, he was that dude overseas. You know what I'm saying? So he came directly to America and came to the best team, and they did what they did. So the Bulls.
It was a lot of dudes overseas, though. That was that dude. Ricky Rubio was playing in pros at 15.
Well, you got to think, but they wasn't Tony Kukoc, bro. Go look up
Yeah,
Tony Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc was up.
He was another level of
like that dude, though, like damn near the Jordan, though.
Yeah.
Put it like this. Well, put it like this. If he wasn't Jordan, he was Pippen over there.
Yeah.
He could be one of them.
Yeah, he kind of helped identify that small forward role we have today, man. Where them dudes, small forwards today are just so versatile. It ain't funny, man. Like,
yeah.
All them kind of cats like that. So.
But I mean, I just feel like you gotta make them. I mean, you gotta put them in a super team category, and this is why I don't buy the whole. They were all drafted in the same place, or superstars didn't join up. It might be different situations for super teams, like Golden State. By your definition, Golden State with KD is not a super team.
Who said that?
Because they just added a piece, right?
No, Golden State when they added Kevin Durant. That's what made them a super team. They already had two. They had two they built. You feel me?
Yeah.
They had Clay and they had Steph. And why niggas go in on Draymond so hard, we forget that he was once defensive player of the fucking year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they had Draymond too.
Yeah.
Draymond
is a great role.
too because Draymond was. They already had three.
I'm gonna put it like this though with Drake.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna put it like this with Draymond and shit like that. A lot of people forget how he was looked over by almost every team. You know what I mean? Dude was the most experienced college basketball player coming in. He has an NCAA record to this day that's not beat. I forget what the category is. But, there's a lot of hate towards Golden State, and I understand why with the KD situation. But honestly, before KD, you can't blame them for being who they were and built as the way they were because
I don't think anybody does. And my thing is with Draymond, I think he just gets a bad rap because of how he carries himself. And it's just like, a lot of us recognize, like, dude, you are excellent. You are like one of the best role players. Like, you're one of the best role players ever. But, you know what I'm saying? Humble yourself, dude. You take away your shooters and you missed a triple single. Let's keep it all the way. You know,
right.
Just be humble, my nigga. Just be humble. Okay, now, speaking of super teams by the same standard, I don't think that the 2010 Miami Heat team that was constructed was a super team. I think the premise that they were put together on was a super team because everybody still was under the assumption that Dwayne Wade was still Flash Dwayne Wade. Everybody was under the assumption, okay, LeBron James is the best player in the game. But once you get past LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, they wasn't really a super deep team.
Nope.
You had what was the dude's name that I shared in the group yesterday? Joel Anthony.
Stop, bro.
He was their starting center, bro.
Wait till it's my turn.
They didn't have a triangle system. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even give Eric Spoelstra the credit because all he did was manage egos. Them boys was out there playing off ability and one-on-one. Like, let's keep it all the way 100. I just don't think they were a super team. I'm gonna go to you first, Joey. Do you think that the Miami Heat was a bona fide super team? I'm gonna mute this.
You know goddamn well they was a motherfucking super team.
Man, shit.
You know goddamn well. And for one, we gonna go straight into it like this. Goddamn, I ain't got long. LeBron is an uncoachable player. You put him with a Dwayne Wade, that's another uncoachable player. You bring in Chris Bosh, who was leading Toronto Raptors, goddamn, at an all-time high. We're not gonna disrespect Chris Bosh and act like what he wasn't doing.
You can't.
All three superstars, you can add an Eric Spoelstra to draw a couple plays for Mario Chalmers. And then you got a Ray Allen, what people forget. You got a Mike Miller, what people forget.
No.
You know, you bringing up Joel Anthony, but you're not bringing up the real pieces what made them a fucking super team. Ray Allen, he might be the nicest player on earth, but I'm on KG side. You did some whole shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, come on. No, he
did
didn't,
some whole
man.
shit.
No, he didn't, man.
You could at least no. Everybody go in on Kevin Durant, but we skip out Ray Allen. Everybody go in on
Boston
Kevin Durant.
Boston was some hoes, man. I ain't got no love for them.
Man, look, I respect the Kevin. I hate Boston. I'm a diehard Laker. I respect the Kevin Garnett opinion on that shit. Real shit.
Yeah.
The way Ray Allen left and went to the team that y'all was competing to against for the finals. No.
So now y'all know how I feel about a player who was down 3-1 or up 3-1 and joined the team that beat him the following season. That's So that snake shit runs deep.
Exactly.
That snake shit runs deep. But by the definition of super teams,
I agree.
Rodney, I want to come to you. By the definition of super teams, would you honestly consider the Miami Heat a super team?
No. I don't care what Joey said. They was not no damn super team because the only super player they had was LeBron James. Dwayne Wade was injury prone and old. He could barely get down the court all the time. And Boss was the biggest 7-foot pussy I've ever seen play ball. He would stand outside and shoot threes and wouldn't even fucking rebound the ball. I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair to him, to be fair, he got to that point after maybe like that second season. That second season.
Disrespectful. Just like I disrespected Jordan. Good comeback.
He was horrible. I don't care.
Oh my God.
How much did you ever see him in the paint?
Oh my
How much did you ever see him in the paint for Miami? How many times did you see him in the paint getting rebounds and blocking shots?
Tell me you gonna tell a Floridian who consider Miami County, Wade County, that goddamn he was injury prone?
Yeah. No. He was injury prone when LeBron was there. He was always injured.
Hold on. Ryan, go ahead.
Y'all ready for this?
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, I think they was a super team. As far as the injuries, I'm gonna throw all that shit out the book. Because if you in the finals, everybody hurt. Iverson said this about himself. He didn't make no excuses when they got whooped by the Lakers. Everybody hurt. The whole team was hurt. I'm a Detroit fan. Zeke was always hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm not buying it. If you can run, you playing. All right?
But here's my thing with that. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The thing when I say they're a super team, because as soon as out the gate they was. When they hooked them 3 players up, bro, a lot of people stopped even watching basketball. You know what I mean? They thought, oh, shit, this is good. Even myself, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's so easy to look at shit when it didn't work. Like, we got so many super teams that we don't even talk about that didn't work. We talked about the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? What about the Blazers?
It was an iteration of the Lakers that was a super team and didn't work. Yeah.
That the Lakers beat? I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah.
The Miami Heat of the late 90s. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams, the 04 Lakers. A lot of these super teams just didn't work. So it's easy to talk about it after the shit happened. But when that happened, but I'm going to put it like this. I'm not going to act like within 6 months later, all of a sudden Chris Bosh sucked. You know what I mean? It's hard to be the man getting the boards when LeBron plays a certain way. He going to get his 12 to 15 boards easily. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to find your way how to play with him. And it took a year for Chris Bosh to know his role. All right, I'm not going to be that 20-10 guy that I was.
Yeah.
I'm going to help in other areas. You know what I'm saying?
And to that point, you Chris Bosh, I mean, that's Rodney. I think you sliding Chris Bosh a little bit, you know what I'm saying, because he had some antics in the past. But let's be all the way 100.
He was not in the paint at all, and he's over 7 feet tall.
He's the reason why they won back to back on each occasion. His rebound to Ray Allen, that was one reason, and his knockdown 3 on the next year.
Okay, but how many rebounds did he average a game?
Listen, the same thing happened again.
That's what I'm saying. You 7 foot plus tall, and you averaging 5 rebounds a game. Get out of here,
He's
man.
like 6'10". He's like 6'10".
But the same thing happened again, though. All right. Remember, Kevin Love was the best power forward in the league at the time they got him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as Kevin Love coming, he's soft. He had to find his way.
He had to find his way, and he turned into a stretch shooter. And he turned into a stretch shooter. Here's my thing.
People don't realize, you know, LeBron is another coach on the court, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to adapt. If you're going to win with LeBron, you're going to have to play that way. You know what I'm saying? You seen Dwight Howard this year. Of course, he's been past his prime, this and that, but he has no problem being whatever fifth or eighth wheel or whatever. Whatever y'all need me to do, that's how you win with LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
But to expand on that, hold on. This is my thing. Because we were talking about the injury thing with Dwayne Wade. Now I think injury prone is a bit harsh of a word, but by the time that LeBron got there, Dwayne Wade, the injuries was mounting up. He was not flash anymore. And I'll give you a prime example. That Dallas series, yes, he averaged like 26.5 a game, while LeBron only averaged like 17. We all know about the meltdown against Dallas. Yes, LeBron melted down. But in my opinion, if that was flash D Wade, if he still had the health to him like he had in the past, that D Wade would have put up 35 a game if that's what it would have took for them to get over that hump and beat Dallas. He didn't have that in him anymore.
Let's talk about that Dallas series for 1 second since we're talking about this team. Dallas.
Hold on 1 second, Ryan. Hold on. I feel you on that. 1 second, Ryan. Give me 1 second. Back to you, Deezy.
Okay.
You might. Repeat what you just said again so I can get what I just. What you just said?
I said that Dwayne Wade was not injury prone. You know what I'm saying? He did have certain injuries, and I'm sorry, I don't care if you Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, whatever kind of player you are. If you have certain types of injuries over a period of time, it's going to naturally take away from what you can do physically. Now,
all right.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade, when he got to the finals, he wasn't the same Dwayne from the first Dallas finals. Like that's Dwayne Wade was more explosive. He was 100% healthy, and he would have put up 40 a game if that's what it would have took for them to win, even with Shaq.
The injuries were mounting up. The injuries were mounting up on Wade simply because, goddamn, he did it already. Rodney, he did it already. He carried the load, and he won that shit. You feel me?
He carried Shaq big ass on his back.
And he did it with Shaq big ass on his back. You feel me? That he carried. So you might be right a little bit when you say like, oh, but when you don't disrespect Wade like that. He might be a horrible parent, but don't disrespect Wade like that.
That's the disrespect, man. Y'all leave D Wade alone, man.
I'm just saying, in my opinion, and a super team is a team that just gels. They just never gel good at all. You could put pieces there.
That don't keep them from.
That doesn't mean that they're gonna gel as a team. I mean, because Dwayne Wade, he was a great player. When LeBron got there, and then Bosh was a great player on certain teams, and then you put all three of them on there, and Dwayne Wade, when LeBron's time was there, he was just injured a lot. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he wasn't.
It showed in the playoffs because how many plays? Think about it like this, y'all. We all watched the Miami runs. You know what I'm saying? Think about how many times in the playoffs that the Heat literally was up against the ropes, like against Boston when they was down 3-2, getting ready to get put out. You know what I'm saying? Or just different series to where it was like, where the hell is Dwayne Wade at? Why is he bricking everything he shoot? Like he just didn't have the lift that the old D Wade used to have, and that was injuries. That was nothing but the injuries. Like taking.
Y'all do know D Wade did 3 years at Marquette, though, right?
Yeah.
No years in college.
I'm not saying we take anything from him because of the injuries.
Of course, the injuries will bear down on the player.
Yeah, but that's all I'm saying.
Been in this shit longer.
But that's all I was saying. Like I understand why the injuries was there. Hold on, I understand why the injuries was there. Like I'm not taking nothing from D Wade. I'm just saying people can't act like that he was still flash when LeBron got there, because in my opinion, if he was still flash, them boys would have been at least a 4-title dynasty. They would
have went on a tear.
Dallas would have got swept. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, you can't blame that Dallas series on the way.
Hey, look, we can say this though. Flash showed up on that Dallas series.
And that's what I was about to say, Joey. Yeah. That's the one thing we cannot do. That's the one thing we cannot do. We cannot sit up there and say that Dwayne Wade had anything to do with them losing that series against Dallas. He put up 26.5 a game. That was on LeBron, period.
Which brings me back to my point. We talk about this super team situation with Miami. I disagree and I agree, but I understand why y'all disagree. And I understand why we agree. You know what I mean, after hearing this. But the Dallas series, we can say Dwayne Wade put this and that up. You know what I mean? We can, with the stats and that happened. But look, man, they also faced a Dallas team that had so many players that was close to winning the title that had been put out in the conference finals and everything. they always put together on one team.
And that same
You know what I'm
Dallas,
saying?
and
They
that
was the
same
better
Dallas
team.
team beat a Kobe-led Lakers team earlier that year in the playoffs. So it wasn't like Dallas was some
And the
scrubs.
reason why,
Yeah, they
It
wasn't
wasn't like they were
scrubs.
and the
scrubs.
reason why,
Swept our
Bruh.
ass. I'm talking about swept our ass out the goddamn door. I was so goddamn heartbroken.
Hey,
We was the world champions. We was the
Hey.
world champions at the
You gotta
time.
look
So
at
I was
Dallas.
like, we at least gonna get one win. Shit.
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
you gotta look at Dallas situation for a second, man. They got Jerry Stackhouse, I think, right? Not even no main player, but you got Jason Kidd, Dirk,
Jason Terry.
Terry. Like so many of these dudes been put out in playoffs or been beat, or Kidd was beating the finals. They
Mary.
was this close to finally getting it. Yeah, they was this close to finally
And y'all
getting
gonna
it,
quit
bruh.
shit. Y'all
And
gonna
that was-
quit acting like JJ Barrera was goddamn Craig Elo or something. Y'all gonna cut that shit out.
Nah, he had a knockdown. He had a
Hey,
knockdown.
hold on.
He had a knockdown.
Let's get
That little motherfucker was tough too. Shit, he
JJ.
might be short, but he
Yeah.
gonna put a body on your ass on defense.
Him and Steve Blake.
Let me
Him and
talk
Steve
about
Blake
JJ
are
Blake.
like one of my two. Like I like them. Like I like
Yeah.
him and Steve Blake. They Steve Blake definitely. I like Steve Blake since college. Since I seen he was bumping. He don't
Okay.
give a fuck. Like you hear it, you put your hands on him, goddamn. Like fuck the sport.
Okay, so let's
Now,
do this.
With Miami for 1 second. With Miami for 1 second. We're getting another player that, we talk about the role play. Listen, you put Wade, LeBron, Bosh, I don't care how they play, you put them around some decent role players,
Some
well, that's
shooters.
a badass team.
Yeah.
Come
You
on,
could have
man.
put them
This
on.
is how-
You could have
that's
put
how
them
you
on
win.
Orlando Magic, and they would have did the same damn thing. My point.
As long as they put shooters around them.
Yeah.
You coulda
Bruh,
put them-
Y'all
Yeah,
y'all
but-
acting like Shane Battier wasn't some good ass defender. You know what I mean? Dude came to Miami.
And a great 3-point shooter.
Shane
Yes,
Battier was
bro.
like he was that defense over
Yeah.
there on that Miami team at 35.
Yeah.
Him and Haslam.
Yeah.
Haslam
Yeah.
is Miami.
So
if
yes.
a nigga speak wrong on Haslam name, that it was.
You got them Zoles on your head, boy.
You heard what he said during that Corona shit. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he was serious. He don't give a fuck what state you from or not. People
Oh,
don't come
yeah.
to Miami think this shit sweet. I don't care where you from.
Okay,
We
but
ain't know.
we gotta get ready to wrap it up, fellas. So we gonna go through this one more time, just with a final answer from everybody. We gonna start with the Bulls. Rod, do you think that the Bulls was a super team?
The second Bulls team, yes.
Okay, Rodney, what about you?
Yeah, I think they was too, in my opinion.
Okay, Joey, what about you?
Nah.
That's my dog. Always going against the grain. Okay. What about Miami, Rod, what do you think? Was they a super team?
Out the damn gate.
Out the damn gate. I don't know. Anyway, Rodney, what about you?
Hell no.
My dog. That's my dog. Okay, Joey, come. I already know your answer. Come on, what
You already done with my nigga Ryan.
Okay. So I see this is going to continue. So everybody that's watching this is in the Strictly Sports and Hip Hop group. I want to salute y'all, man. You know we just be fucking with each other. Ain't nothing ever disrespectful or, too serious, man. We love y'all in that group. Make sure y'all chime in on this because we had an excellent discussion about it yesterday. In my opinion, yes, the Miami Heat was not a super team. Yes,
You said it right, nigga.
Yes, the Chicago Bulls second round team. Rodney, Crazy Joe, once again, salute y'all. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Just Blunt. We out.
All right.
Sir.